Okay, you guys, it's that time again. I have a art haul from Blick. I know it doesn't look like that big of a box, but there is a ton of really exciting supplies in here. It is for like mixed media painting or illustration where you like to layer different things and do all sorts of fun sketching with stuff in here like that. I'm making no sense today. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Anyway, I'm super excited to open this. So grab yourself something nice to drink, come on in, and let's open this box and see what's inside. Okay, you guys, it's that time. I'm really excited to open this. It just came yesterday. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I had kind of a rough night with my autoimmune stuff. And I thought about, is that better? I thought about waiting to open it till I was more awake and alert. But I really want to use it this afternoon and de-stress with it. So we're going to open it and look through what's in here. And I know it looks kind of like a small box, but it's not a small order. So let's open it up and see what's in here. I don't want you guys to... Ooh, it's so exciting. Okay, some of this you guys might not be super excited with, so maybe I can find that first. I have a feeling we're going to be swatching everything in here. So the first thing I got, this is not art. Well, it is art, but not like drawing, painting art. So I have been playing with, woo! Oh! I've been playing with, for heaven's sakes. All right, maybe we got it now. I've been playing with polymer clay and combining it with my silver and gold and gems and like making jewelry just for fun. I have no idea when this is going up. I think probably after the grand reopening of my art shop. I'm having like a grand reopening. I shut it while I was having shoulder surgery. And I think I'm mostly going to be selling my original art and jewelry because I used to be a jewelry designer back in my old life. Back before I lost my job in 2022, I've missed it, so I've been doing just playing and making some jewelry in my spare time. But anyway, long story short, if it's after the grand reopening of my shop, if there's anything left in my shop, I'll put the link to it down below. I'll put it down there anyway, but it's all like one-of-a-kind stuff, so when it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, I'm just having fun. But I got all these pretty fun colors. For mixing. The ultramarine blue I use a lot for mixing. The other ones were like just for fun. Look at this bright yellow. I might have to make like some 80s vibe earrings. Like, doesn't this give you like a Lisa Frank 80s Trapper Keeper? I'm dating myself. But like totally Lisa Frank 80s Trapper Keeper vibes going on right there. Yep, I had a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper. Anyway, alright, so that's maybe not exciting to you guys. All right, but there is so much fun stuff in here and I don't know what to start with. What do I start with? I guess we'll just start from the top. Okay, so here's a little white box with some tape. Let's open it. I think we're gonna have to swatch these probably in the end of this video because what would be the point of not swatching it? So stay tuned for that. I'll put timestamps down below so that people can jump around if they want to. Okay, everybody, so I'll hold it up. These are the Caran d'Ache Neo Pastel. Okay? I don't know, is it focusing? Focus. Focus. You'll get a better look at it when I put you over here and we swatch everything, but these are their artist oil pastel, and they are top quality, super nice, and light fast. Light fast. I think they're all light fast rated on their website. I can't tell if they're rated on the paper or not because it's written really small and I don't have my glasses. But I got in this pack moss green. Here, I'll hold it up so you can see it. Moss green, olive green, night blue. That's a pretty color. And this is sky blue. And this is light blue. And I am, you can see I didn't just buy like a pack of stuff. All of these are brand new supplies to me. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are. And I am, like I told myself I could get like 10 of each supply or something like that, roughly, to try it out and see what I thought. And also because I've noticed when I get the big sets of, well, here I have it out from, I was just doing a video on these. These are the Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2s. I have a lot of the colors in here I just never reach for, so it was kind of wasteful, although it was a birthday present, so a beautiful birthday present. But, oh good, I got more Neo Pastels. I was worried I was going to switch this. So this again is the Neo Pastels. We've got the Salmon. We've got the orange. That's a pretty orange. We've got the raw umber. We've got the ochre. And we got the, why can't I read it? Light olive. I had a really hard time picking out just 10 of each thing, I can tell you that. I have been really into illustration-y type stuff lately, and what is that? I didn't order anything from them. Hopefully they just put it in a different box. Also, here's another thing of the clay. So this is all, I think I mentioned it on here. I'm sure by now I've mentioned it that I am taking a illustration class. Woo! Okay, you guys, this is my box of Caran d'Ache Neo Color 1s. Not 2, 1s. These are not water soluble. So if you go over it with like a water brush, they will not dissolve. Sometimes when I'm using the Neo Color 1s, I wish that I had ones that were not water soluble. So I got some to try. We got the dark olive, and we got the light blue, and we got the light olive. A lot of the colors are similar. We got the ultramarine blue. We got the lemon yellow. We got, I got the light cobalt blue. And I'm going to put the ones that I've shown you already in the thing because I'm afraid I'm going to drop them. I'm having trouble. I think I showed you this one already. I think so. Dark olive. Pretty sure I did. And then again, the ochre. These are a lot of the colors I like to use for landscapes. And again, the salmon, which is what I was mostly wanting to use these for. Yellow green and raw umber again. So, landscapes, I would like some more colors. I'd like to use them more for like other illustrating work as well. This is probably going to be some more of the Neo Pastels. You know, this is like, a lot of this stuff is Caran d'Ache, we'll just say. Oh, there was just one in here. One Neo Pastel. This one is olive black. I would like to add to my collection at some point, but for now this is what we're starting with. Alright, now I'm going to do this because I don't remember ordering any watercolors. And yet there's watercolors in here. Oh my goodness. I didn't order watercolors, did I? Oh, you know what? I ordered gouache, but not from this company. I bet they put it in here. They did. Okay. That scared me for a minute. This is my first ever Holbein's Artist Gouache. I got just 3 tubes to try because, you know, I've been having issues with trying to find a good gouache. So this is their moss green. And I also got their ash blue. And I didn't get mixing colors. I just got 3 colors that I liked because I wanted to try it. This is their Jaun Brilliant #1. Jaun Brilliant, I think I'm saying that right. So those are the 3 Holbein Artist Gouache I got. This is so much fun. I can't wait to use all these supplies. It's going to be so much fun. I've been making art like crazy lately, everybody. And then, let's do this. I got I've never tried this before. This is the Strathmore Mixed Media. This is their 500 series, 64-page sketchbook. And I've never tried the Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook. And I like this size. I thought this would be a nice size. And I do. I think this is going to be an awesome size. Wow, the paper's really nice. This is going to be a ton of fun to work in too. I almost got the soft cover one, and then I last minute switched to the hard cover, and now I kind of feel like maybe I wish I had got the soft cover. But we'll try it out with the hard cover. I've been doing tons of sketchbook work as well lately. I think my artist block is definitely getting better. It's still somewhat there, but a lot better. And then the Art Creation sketchbook. I love these. If you guys know, I started a lot. I do a lot with the moleskin art ones, but also the don't fall. This is Art Creations too. I had never tried this size. I don't think I have. Maybe I have. So I have, I think, 2 of these big ones, and the paper, like, so here's like, you know, pastels. I use Liquitex clear gesso on the page. I mean, there's a little bit of, no, it's really not that ripply. It's really, it holds up really well, actually. Here's a big giant, I'm sure you've seen that. There's a whole video for this one. I can link that down below. I was doing art in my sketchbook every day for a week. So I think all of this stuff that I'm showing you is all in that video. I can link that down below. But it holds up really well. And I've enjoyed that size. And then I've had like 4 of this little size. This one's new. You'll be seeing this one later. I split this art haul into 2 parts. So, but I love these little ones too, but I have never tried it in this size, which makes me think of my Moleskine. Oh, I don't know where my experimentation was at one is. I lost it again. I just had it and then I lost it. But this is the one that I use for, if you've ever watched any of my Inktober videos, this is a lot of my Inktober stuff is in here. That's not Inktober, but this is my Inktober one. I'm not sure why I had a fox in there. Oh, I know, because sometimes I do the Undying Tales. I do other stuff, not just Inktober. So like this was Undying Tales because that's more painting. But then like Inktober stuff as well. Inktober. So this is the Moleskine and it's the same size as this. But this is a bunch cheaper. This runs like, this will run you like $21, $22, depending on where you get it. This, I believe, here, I've got the packing slip. I can tell you how much it was. It was $7.42 for this size. And look at the pretty color. Teal is teal, maybe not, robin's egg, tealy, aqua, I don't know. That's one of my favorite colors. So I'm super excited to try that. Oh, I missed another pack of the Sculpey. Sculpey. I'm super excited to try that. Okay, what do I show you next? Alright, I'm adding to, like I said, very Caran d'Ache. I'm adding to my Caran d'Ache Luminance collection. I've been buying, I take that back. I think for my birthday somebody gave me the portrait set of 12 3 years ago. And that was what started me getting these. They're probably my favorite colored pencil, but very pricey. So I haven't bought the whole set. I've just been buying colors I think that I would use. So there are the colors. I got, I can't read it without my glasses. I'm not gonna read them because I think we're gonna swatch these, but I can't read it without my glasses. And I don't know where my glasses are. So it's what, like I said, I didn't sleep. But anyway, I'm super excited to try those. And then I'm adding as well to my Faber-Castell, everybody told me I say it wrong, Faber-Castell watercolor markers. I just got 3 more. I got leaf green in 112. That looks super bright. I'm hoping it's not quite that bright as the cap. The warm gray 4, 273. And the earth green 172. And then, just because everybody wants me to compare, I also got 3 of the Winsor & Newton ones. And I hope these are okay. I've heard rumors that sometimes you can get them and they're dried out. And oddly, this one's in a package and the other 2 aren't. But this is, does it say what it is? This is raw umber. These do not have light fast ratings on the side, but I think they're all light fast. This one is pale rose, and this one is raw sienna. And I believe they have they have a brush point on one end, and they probably have a fine point on the other, just like the Faber-Castell ones. Yeah. So we're going to try those because I have been using alcohol markers a lot for an underbase for mixed media illustrations, and you know, they're not light fast. And sometimes it's okay not to use light fast materials, especially if it's in your sketchbook. But sometimes I do want to use a light fast material, and these watercolor markers are light fast. They don't come in as many colors as, like, you know, alcohol markers would. So I think like the Faber-Castell, I think they only make like 30. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I'm having a lot of fun with them. I can link down below the video I did where I first tried them for the first time. I had a blast using them in my sketchbook. So, and then this is my very first one of these as well. I got the Liquitex paint marker in unbleached titanium. I have not bought any of the Liquitex ones. This one has a nice big thick, like it's huge, chisel tip. Huge. And I think it would be a lot of fun for mixed media paintings and sketchbooks. And then, this is the last thing, you guys. Last thing I got. Okay, these are not light fast. I know they're not light fast. Everybody talks about them, and I wanted to try them. I got the Tombow dual brush pens with the brush tip and the fine tip, and this is the landscape set. I have never tried any water-based markers, so I'm really excited to try these. I know they're not light fast, and part of me went back and forth on whether or not I actually wanted to buy them because I know they're not light fast, but I really wanted to try them, so I got them, and we're gonna try them and see what we think, because like I said, not everything has to be light fast, especially in your sketchbook. So that is my whole little haul today. I say little, but it, you know, price-wise, it wasn't so little. Let's move you from here to here, and let's swatch all our new things and try them out and see what we think and have some fun. All right, I'll be back as soon as I clear up my mess here. Okay, so here I am with my new box of supplies. I want to swatch everything, and I'm going to use this sketchbook, I think, to swatch in. Let's take a look at both of them first. So here is the Strathmore Mixed Media. Here is the Royal Talons. I have the Royal Talons in the tiny size, like I said, and in the big size. And so far I've been super impressed with it. It's very similar to the Moleskine sketchbooks, but way, way cheaper. I think this was $7.47 on Blick, and it comes in different colors, which I like. Lots of pages. Okay, let's take a look at this one. It says this professional quality paper is internally sized for wet media with durable vellum finish for drawing techniques. Excellent for watercolor, gouache, acrylic, graphite, pen and ink, colored pencil, marker, pastel, and collage. This sounds like a great sketchbook. I think I might need these in bigger sizes. I do kind of wish I bought the square one. I wonder how flat this will lay. It should be fine with clips. I think once you start using it, it should be alright, especially if with clips. I bet the other one would have laid flatter. Anyway, I do want to swatch in this one, so let's take this off. And let's look at the supplies we have here. Figure out what I want to start with. Alright, so here we have all of our supplies. I'm thinking first I need to set up this back page to be a pen test page like I normally do. And then just to be on the safe side, I'm going to make sure I am not going to bleed through. So let's write pen test page. I dog is rolling around on the carpet. If you hear her snorting and snuffling, that's her. The first thing I want to do is, before I want to swatch one of the Elbrick Doer watercolor markers I already have and see if it bleeds through. Let's see what we think. It does not. Okay, that's good. And then I found a handful of, these must be so old. I found a handful of Tombos in my crafting drawer that I must have got at Walmart, because that's the only place I would have bought them from when I started bullet journaling, I think, which would have been like 5 years ago. These are so old. And I checked already, and none of them have dried up, which is awesome. So I'm going to check, let's check the pink one and make sure that's not going to go through. All right, let's see how that works. Good, okay. All right, so I think I'm really excited to try these Tombos, the new ones I got. So let's do those first. I know whatever page I do the Neo Pastels on, I'm going to have to spray that part. So I think we'll do the Neo Pastels very last. What's this? These are the Neo Color ones. I think what I'm going to do is pick the box that's in the best shape. And we'll keep all the Neo Pastels in one of these boxes. For now. I may add them to I'm going to want to add them to my illustration supplies, I think, but we'll figure that out later. So and these are the gouache, so let's start with these Tombos. Alright, and I'm going to write down the colors for each one as we go. That's a really pretty pale green. I talked a little bit a long time ago now, probably by the time this goes up, about how I made art rules for myself, and one of them was that I would always use light fast supplies. And that mostly came about because I made a piece with some cheap watercolors and it faded really fast, and I felt really, really bad about it because I really liked it at the time. I think at the time it was like one of the best ones I had ever done, so I was really disappointed. So I made that rule for myself and I followed it for a super, super, super long time. And just recently, like, I've seen other people use supplies like this for a long time, and I always wanted to try it. It looked like so much fun, and I didn't do it because they weren't light fast. And recently, two things have happened. One, I've been working in my sketchbooks way, way, way more. But two, I've also been working on illustrations. And illustrations can be, you know, scanned in. So you don't need them to be light fast for longer than it takes to scan in, because, you know, I mean, you could sell them if you did them in light fast materials, but, you know, if you're doing work for a client or writing a book or something, you don't have to. You can use whatever you want. Let's just double check and make sure this isn't going through, and then scan it in. So, I don't know. Between working in the sketchbook more and working on illustrations more, I've been wanting to branch out and use some of these other materials, even knowing they aren't light fast, or at least try them. These are light fast, the watercolor markers, because I thought they would be like, you know, like this, but light fast, but they just don't come in the range of colors. The Faber-Castell has, I think, only 30. I'm not sure how many the Winsor & Newton have. So, I mean, if you're using them like watercolors, it doesn't matter, but if you want you know, to use them like a marker where you have, you know, subtle shades and muted shades, you know, that's a problem. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Can tell you these colors are really pretty. I think that's, it might look black, but it's a really dark brown. And then, just to see what happens, let's go over here and do a little blending experiment. I do not have the colorless blender for these, so I'm just gonna go over it with the lighter color. Those blend surprisingly well. The paper did pill a little, but I expected that. This is just my sketchbook, so okay. All right, let's swatch the new Faber-Castell markers. Oh, I remember from my other ones that often the bullet end is a different color than the brush marker end. It's darker or lighter, or they're often different. That's a nice color. See, that one's lighter. Not by much, but some. Alright, let's write what this is. This is Earth Green 172. I suppose I could write the number on this too. 273. Alright, this is Earth Green 172. And then we'll do this one. Ooh, that is bright. I mean, you can tone it down with what you put over it, but it's bright. Very saturated. Leaf Green 112. Okay, now on to trying the Winsor & Newton markers for the first time. So let's see, I don't even know which end is what. So that's the fine point end on that one. And a brush pen on this one. And permanence A, so that must be the light fast rating. What color is this? So let's write Winsor & Newton Pro Color Watercolor, Pro Marker Watercolor. Wrong end, although we could, ooh, that's a little, it's got a little bit more give than the fine point on the Faber-Castell. They're different too, from end to end. That's interesting. So this is Raw Umber 554. do this one. This is Raw Sienna 552. And then the last one, the only one that was in a bag, this is Pale Rose. Not exactly pale rose, more like a salmon pink. Oddly, this doesn't have a number on it. That's weird. The only one in a bag also had different packaging. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So there are those. Let's try this Liquitex paint marker. I've never tried one of these before. This is the big fat chisel tip one. I have Poscas with the fine or medium tips, but I've never tried. Let's do this on the scrap paper. I've never tried one of these big ones from Liquitex, so we'll see. Okay. So this is unbleached titanium. I thought it would be lighter than that. Okay. Maybe it'll, it's not gonna dry lighter, it's acrylic. Well, we'll see how it dries. Maybe I should have got parchment instead. We'll see. Probably should have got parchment. All right. I think put the other wet media here. This is the 3 colors of Holbein gouache, which I have also never tried. I suppose I better go get some water and a paintbrush. I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to write Holbein artist gouache over here. How do you spell Holbein? Okay. Just gonna take some out of the end if I can. That's a pretty color. So that is the moss green. It was really thick and pretty from the tube. I don't know if these are light fast. I didn't check. I just bought them. I guess I'd have to check. Oh, there's stars. So there's 2 stars on this one. 2 stars, 3 stars. So maybe decent, I don't know. All right, let's try the ash blue. I guess I just assumed for the price that they would be light fast, but I should know from experience not to do that. Another very nice color. Also, one of the rules that I am breaking is never buy convenience colors. Always buy the split primary palette, which I've followed since art school days. I can't believe I don't know. I just recently, like this year, added in some oranges and purples and greens. But why not buy a tube that you like if it's already a color you like pre-mixed? I mean, why not? I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I mean, it's one thing when you can't afford other tubes, which, you know, was the case for a long time. I don't know. Weird rules that I followed for no reason. Okay, let's swatch these Caran d'Ache luminants. I'm really excited about these. I'm excited to add them to my collection. I don't have a ton of like landscapey type colors, and I don't have a ton of greens in the Caran d'Ache either. Oops, oh, I just got green on there. Oh well. Alright, so let's start with these. I wonder if I could quick. There, that's better. Oops, I switched back to cursive. I was trying to write in printing because my cursive isn't all legible. Alright, let's swatch these. So this is, what color is this? Olive brown, 10%. And let's see, let's do this one next. This is olive yellow. I should write the numbers too. This is 732. And this is olive yellow 015. Okay. And then this one. This is olive brown 50%. And this is number 736. The swatches looked a little brighter online. This is just olive brown 039, so I still feel like I need more greens because these are more of a browny green, which from the name I should have guessed, but the swatches online looked more green. Okay, what is this one? This one is dark phthalo cyanine green, 719. That's a nice one. I'm just going to put phthalo. And 719. And our last one for today. That's a pretty one too. This is burnt ochre 077. Okay. So now we are on to, I'm gonna have to label these. I think these are the Neo Color ones. These are Neo Color ones, not two, just so everybody knows. Let's shake these out. I wanted some that were sometimes not water soluble. We'll see what we think when we swatch them. Okay, so these colors should all be very similar to the Neo. I think they're the same as the Neo Color tubes. So there is the salmon, am I right? Yep, salmon. then we have the ochre. And then let's do the blues. So we have this color, which is one of my favorite colors. This is, I think, is it the light blue or the sky blue? Like cobalt blue hue. Just put like cobalt blue. I bet this is the sky blue. Nope, light blue. Okay. This is ultramarine. I think they might feel a little less soft. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I'm just imagining it. All right, let's start with the greens. Let's do this. I think this is probably the lemon yellow. Am I right? Yep, lemon yellow. Got that one right. So I wish I had ordered this one in parchment. I think that's darker than I wanted. This is light olive. And I tried to pick colors that I know I use the most in my Neocolor 2s. These are probably some of the most used colors in my Neocolor 2, so that was my thinking there. Yellow green. Mostly for like landscapes, outdoor stuff. And this is dark olive. Okay. And then this one. Also, I'm just starting to build my collection of these as well, so raw umber. All right, now I'm really excited to try these Neo pastels. These are oil pastels. If you're worried about the paper, you may want to put down an isolation coat first. I'm not going to worry about it. And again, I think the colors are probably the same, if not similar. I think I probably picked the same colors. Let's label this too. Let's see how these feel. Oh, that's nice. They're not too soft. I thought they were going to be really soft like Sennelier, but they're not. Interesting. You will want to either spray these with a fixative or just keep a piece of paper in between because they will smudge. And these colors aren't exactly the same. I'm not sure why I picked that orange. I think I was thinking fall leaves. I must have been. It's getting to be late summer, so this is probably the ochre though. Am I right? Yep. These are lovely. And I think, right, light fast rated right on the wrapper? No. I'm assuming they're light fast though. It said they were, so it said all of their Neo pastels were light fast. Did I spell ochre wrong? I did. That's weird. That was weird. My brain it went on the fritz for a moment. I definitely want more of these. These are beautiful. Sky blue. There's the sky blue. I think these would be beautiful. That's the first real crumbs I've seen. Beautiful as a top layer in an illustration, or I'd like to try to do an actual oil pastel piece just with these. I don't know how many oil pastel piece videos I have up. They're up, but they're older. Although I was working on a newer one. That is a beautiful color right there. What color is that? Night blue. I need that one in night blue. The pencil for sure. Anyway, I'm working on one, which I don't know, by the time this goes up, it might be up. But I'll link the oil pastel videos I have done down below in case you want to see any of them. What is wrong with me? I just spelled olive wrong. I didn't sleep good last night. I had nightmares, so that might be why. This is moss green. I'm going to spray. Sorry there, my battery ran out. I don't think you missed too much. I'm going to spray this, the Neo Pastels, with my favorite oil pastel fixative, which is the Sennelier Oil Pastel Fixative. And once it's dry, I'm going to come back and we'll turn the page and we'll do some blending and layering experiments with all these new supplies. Let's see, this is olive black. And while it's drying, I'm gonna go put, if they have it, the Luminance in night blue and the Caran d'Ache Neo Color 1 in light blue on my shopping cart. And also maybe the olive black if I don't have it. This ash blue is really pretty. All these colors are really pretty. I might need to get some more Holbein gouache too. If anybody knows if it's light fast, please feel free to put it in the comments. Raw umber. Okay, I'll be back once this is sprayed and dry. I just had to show you quick this little thing I made to so that I could spray it without getting any of the spray anywhere else. I was proud of it. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so this is mostly dry at this point, and you can see, maybe you can. So you can see this does change the tone a little bit. You can see there's like a faint yellowish. I find I don't really mind it when like it's the whole piece, but be aware that it does that. So let's do some, I want to do some, did this Liquitex leak through? No. I want to try some layering. I want to see if I can layer over this and what I can layer over it. And I'm sure we'll probably be able to layer over the gouache, but let's try it anyway. Let's get a bigger paintbrush. Let's do a layer of, actually let's do a layer of this ash blue. And then I'm absolutely sure it will go over the tombos just fine. Is there anything else I want to test? Actually, yes. So I got out my pan pastels the other day. Not the other day. The day that I was doing the, I need more of these little, but the day that I was doing the, I redid my little work desk area so I could have more stuff out so that it wasn't out of sight, out of mind. And I'm sure I'll probably feel like I need to spray this with fixative, but we'll see. I want to see if I can layer stuff over this. Okay, so as long as we're testing things, I went and got a $1 Rowney acrylic ink, a Liquitex acrylic ink, a golden fluid, a Galleria acrylic, and a golden heavy body, and all my Poscas. I want to see if these layer as well. So I know I've got some Poscas that are doubles. I'm trying to find, here, this is a double, because I want to make a big swatch, and these are kind of small. So, oh, and also I've got this little cup of Liquitex Basics. So that will be for the next page. And yes, I know the sketchbook isn't really meant for this. Wet mediums. But this is just for fun, experimentation. I have been debating whether to get some Poscas with the bigger nibs. But before I invest in, because the bigger the nib on the acrylic marker, obviously the more expensive it is. So before I decide between the Liquitex and the Posca, we're going to do our best to test how they layer with other mediums on top. I really like this color. I'd like this in a bigger one if it layers well. What color is this? This is the navy blue. Alright, so there's that. Let's do, I should probably label all this so I know what I'm doing. That would be smart, wouldn't it? Okay, so this is the, oh, I spilled some water off camera. You didn't see it, but I had a little disaster here 10 minutes ago. Okay, so this is Liquitex up here, and this is Whole Fine Wash here. This is Pastel here, and this is Posca here. And let's do our Liquitex. I'm probably going to regret this, but I don't want to add water, so I'm just going to smooth it out with my finger. I should probably get like a bigger Strathmore mixed media for projects like this. I'll be back. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. All I did was put some of this $1 Rowney ink down. I have a few of the $1 Rowney, more of the Liquitex. But if it doesn't layer well over the Liquitex, I might have to get more of the Daler Rowney. Alright. So this is Daler Rowney FW ink. Okay. And let's stay with the somewhat fluid stuff and do the golden fluid acrylic here. And I'll just use my finger again. And then we'll let this dry, and then we'll try our layering experiments, or maybe we'll turn the page and do these thicker ones first. I don't know, I haven't decided. Ooh, I probably didn't need that much. The golden fluid paints are really lovely. I really enjoy them. Golden's my favorite brand. I've talked about that before. I will also be interested in seeing how they dry, because I've been meaning to do a test for a while where I see which one dries the mattest, the most matte. And I do have the golden So Flats, which I still haven't tried. I just have the little kit of them, which I really need to try. It looks like this Liquitex one is still wet in areas. The gouache is mostly dry. The Posca. Remember, it looks streaky because I had a little tiny thing. If I had a big one, it wouldn't look that streaky. This is dry already. And I can see that this is still wet. I'm not going to touch that. We'll just let these dry and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so just to see what happens about how much this transfers without spraying it, because I'd like to not spray it, I'm going to just do this and press real hard and see what happens. All right, let's see. Huh. It transferred ever so slightly, but nowhere near what I thought it was going to, so that's interesting. All right, so let's keep going. I'm going to do these 3 acrylics now and see what happens. Okay, so now I'm gonna start testing it and see what I can layer on top of these. I'm gonna start with a brush pen just to see what happens. I'm not really thinking it would. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't use those on pan pastels. I just wanna see what happens. And I think we'll come back and do these because I'm not sure. Oh, maybe they're dry enough. All right, now I'm gonna just try smudging. Okay, so oddly, it's smudged on the Liquitex and the golden fluid and a little bit on the Dollaroni. I was expecting it to smudge on all of these and it didn't, so that's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so now, I didn't think it would even stay on those, to be honest. Let's try one of these. I'm not gonna try, well, I could, just to see what happens. This is my beloved Sakura Pigma Microns. I use these all the time. I'm sure you see me use them on here. So it does smudge on the Liquitex, not on the gouache. Oddly, not on the Posca. Not on the Liquitex. Oop. Okay, interesting. All right, now let's try the Caran d'Ache Luminance. I feel like that went down a lot better than on the Liquitex. Interesting. All right, let's try a dark color. There's some texture there. Maybe it helped it go down a little bit better. Okay. What else would I? Let's do the Neo Color one. Neo Colors usually go on everything, but let's try. That's the one. I'm not liking at all the Liquitex Basics. Nothing really goes down well on the Liquitex Basics. It seems like the ones that are performing the best for like full-on acrylics are the Golden Fluids and the Winsor & Newton Galleria. But now we need a Neo Color 2. I do feel like the Neocolor 2s go down better and feel creamier. All right, let's try layering a Posca over a Posca. All and over everything else. That reactivated that gouache some, which is not surprising because it's not acrylic gouache. I think I'm gonna let this dry a second before I flip it. Okay, so I decided to real quick put a last layer of, oh no, that was way too much acrylic gouache right here. Because the regular gouache was reactivating with the acrylic markers, which I should have assumed would happen, but for some reason I didn't. And so I don't waste this, let's add this quick to this small white one I got as like a pre-started under painting so we don't waste it. Turner Acrylic Gouache is my favorite acrylic brand. I know a lot of people really like the Holbein, and to be honest, I haven't tried it. It's so pricey that I just got the Turner. It's light fast rated, and I took a illustration class on Domestica, and this was her favorite gouache for underlayers. So, all right, I'm gonna let these dry. The acrylic marker is it is dry on most of these. It is not drying on the Liquitex. So the Posca on top of the Liquitex is not dry at all. The Posca on top of Posca is drying. It's dry on all the rest of them. I'm not sure what happened there. I suppose we can check it on these too. You can see there's that little purple on the bottom. That's because it reactivated the Holbein gouache. So no wet materials on top of the Holbein gouache, which I should have known, but it didn't occur to me for some reason. All right, so I'm going to let these dry for a minute and I'll be back. Okay, so it's like 45 minutes later and this did eventually dry. All right, I didn't get to test on the Turner acrylic gouache, so let's do that quick. And then I think we did this darker one. Oh, and we did a brush pen and checked it for smearing. Looked like it dried pretty fast though. I think if I just let it dry. So it layers a little bit. Not that I probably would be doing much brush pen over it, but you never know. And then let's do the Sakura. And then I'm trying to remember what else I did. The two Neo colors, the Neocolor 1 and the Neocolor 2. So the Neocolor 1 was the Salmon. Oh, smear test, good. Salmon. Okay. And then we will do a Neocolor 2. I don't think I'm going to test the pastels on these because I'm sure that they will stick. And also, I don't want to have to spray all of these with the spray. So I'm not going to test those. And let's do the Posca. Okay. So, I don't feel like it layered great on the Liquitex. I think the layering worked better on the Posca. I really liked it on the Pan Pastel, surprisingly. I also think the Dollar Rowney ink and the golden fluid performed really good. The Liquitex was okay, not as good as the Dollar Rowney, so I might need some more Dollar Rowneys. I wasn't impressed with the Liquitex Basics for layering at all. For a cheaper brand paint, the Winsor & Newton Galleria layered somewhat better, but not great. I guess if you wanted to use a full-on acrylic paint, the golden fluid was probably best. With the Galleria actually dried a lot more matte than I thought it was going to. It actually ended up being the most matte acrylic paint, not ink, that I did. So that was really interesting, actually. And then you saw me just do this one. Obviously, this is why she uses it for her illustrations. So I think what I'm gonna do is put a little gold star by the ones that I really liked. So, oh, I didn't write what this was. Where's my, let's write this. So this is Turner acryl gouache. Acryl gouache. Okay. So, I really like that one. And I'll put this, and I'll put best cheap acrylic. And then I don't want to, the gold paint pen takes a little while to dry. Best acrylic paint. This is the best acrylic ink. This is all just for layering, of course, not necessarily anything else. I actually think I like the Liquitex ink look better than the Dollar Rowney, but it didn't layer quite as well. The Neo colors didn't layer as well as I was hoping. Although I do feel like the colored pencil did better than the Dollar Rowney, so I don't know. I definitely think I would like to try more of the Poscas with the big tip, because I like that dried less shiny. I wish I had actually I'm sure I probably do have a light one I could try it on. And I like the Pan Pastel a lot too, so we'll put a star next to that one. And I will just wait for these to dry. Maybe I'll test, or maybe I could hold it up. Do I have a light color I could test? Let's try this light yellow on the next page. Is this one open? No, I think I've got one of these that's already opened. Actually, let's try, what is this one? This is their ivory. Let's try this in ivory. I wonder if you can get this one in the big nib. Okay. Let's let that dry for a minute, and then I'll come back and test everything on it. So this is a sample of P.H. Martin's Bombay ink in yellow ochre. I realized I had a couple of these and I wanted to test them too real quick. It dried a little less shiny than the Daler Rowney, but a little more shiny than the Liquitex. Let's just test it real quick and see what we think. We'll let that dry. And this is really, I think, an India ink. I think they're all light fast, and for sure they're all waterproof, because that's why I got them. I already cleaned up, so I'm gonna have to make do. Nope, that's not the right. I'm gonna have to make do with what I have here. Okay, so the Sakura Micron is okay. The brush pen is not. There's a light Caran d'Ache and a dark Caran d'Ache, and then Bless you! Here is this is Neo Color 2, so we'll do that one second. And I already put away the Neo Color one, but I suppose I'll look for it while this dries. Okay, I did go get the Neo Color ones, and here is the Neo Color one. So we'll let the Liquitex dry. I'm not sure how it'll dry on it, but it does great with the dry media. Really good with the dry media. I only have this, I think, in yellow ochre, white, brown, and black, so it would be interesting to try a darker color and see how things show up against that. I might have to get a darker color for, I'm going to split this into 2 parts, this illustration mixed media art haul, so there's a second part coming. Okay, so this little Posca is dry, so let's just go over this with everything that we did before, just so I can see how it works on a lighter Posca. So this is dry, and that doesn't smear once it's dry. That's too thin. Let's get a thicker one. The Pigma, we'll let that dry for a minute. And then we've got the lighter Caran d'Ache, and then the darker one. And then we've got the Posca on top of, oh, I didn't check that. So once it's dry, that's fine there. The Posca on top of Posca. And then Neo Color 1 and the Neo Color 2. There's the Neo Color 1. And the Neo Color 2. So everything does layer decently over the Poscas. Let's just look through real quick. I really liked using Pan Pastel as an underlayer. I mean, looking back, I felt like during the time the Liquitex ink wasn't as easy to work on as the Dollar Rowney ink was. But I kind of feel like I like the results of how this dried a little bit better than the Dollar Rowney. So I don't know. I might have to do a little more testing with that. I mean, the acrylic wash is pretty good. I think they're all pretty decent. Anyway, so it's, I guess, pretty much whatever, because that did dry. Look how nice and matte that is compared to, that is, okay, well, so that was kind of a long video. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope maybe you picked out some supplies you might want to get. It was a long one. If you haven't hit like or subscribe yet or left a comment, I'd really appreciate it if you would. That helps YouTube know this is quality content, and then it shows it to other people, and that helps support my channel at no cost to you. The affiliate links help too as well. Also no extra cost to you. These will all be linked down below in their affiliate links. So, and of course you can always go check me out over on Patreon. We do lots of fun stuff over there. So until next time, happy creating.